Hey guys, we are back with some more New Jersey Devils franchise mode, and this one we have the off season to get started with here, as we are currently right before the draft. And if you didn't see, the Dallas Stars won the Stanley Cup, and we do have a few players to re-sign before the re-sign stage, because they are players who I definitely want back. First off, Jesper Boqvist, currently making $5.5 for this year. He signed into a $1 year contract in the previous offseason, and now he wants a big chunk of cash because he got 73 points during this season. He had an incredible year alongside of Nico and Goose, and he chipped in the playoffs as well with 11 points in 19 games. So he is definitely worth re-signing. He wants 1 year for $8 million. That is not happening. However, I will give him 3 years for $7.5 because it's, obviously a little bit longer term of a deal. You get him on a little bit less money than what he's asking for. And the reason I'm only giving him 3 years as opposed to 4 years like I originally wanted to was because Jack Hughes has 3 years left on his deal and is for some reason a UFA, so I guess the game lied to us when we offered him his previous contract. 3 years for $7.5 million for Jesper Boqvist. Offer that to him. And next we have Kyle Palmieri. He's an 85 overall. He played on the fourth line last year, and he got almost 50 points, consistent for what he usually gets. And he, in these seasons, keep in mind, was on the second line, the third line, getting power play time. Obviously, he got power play time this year as well, but that's still a good chunk of points, 5-on-5, even strength. So I definitely want to re-sign him. He was a part of a very good fourth line, so we are going to offer him. He wants a lot less money than he's currently making. He's making $4 million currently, but we'll offer him 1 year for, I'm going to see if we can get him at $2.7 million. And lastly, we are going to be re-signing Jacob Slavin. He was incredible for us whenever he was in the lineup for us. I mean, we basically were able to win games at will whenever he was in the lineup, and whenever he wasn't, it was a little bit harder. So we definitely need to bring him back. We'll bring him back for 2 years. I'm going to try for $6.4 million. And everybody else we will wait on. And now we will go to the awards. So the Stanley Cup goes to the Dallas Stars. The President's Trophy went to Calgary, and it was Dallas versus Tampa Bay in the final. Obviously, Tampa beat us in the third round. The Art Ross goes to Sam Reinhart. The Hart goes to Braden Point. The Norris goes to Tyson Barrie. The Lady Byng goes to Braden Point. The Calder goes to A. Vasakis on the Canadiens. The Conn Smythe goes to Rantanen on the Stars now. The Vezina, Grubauer got the Vezina? Okay, maybe we should think about re-signing. Maybe we should re-sign Grubauer now before the re-sign stage. How did Grubauer get the Vezina? Okay, we got to take a look at his stats after we're done here, and then take a look at goaltender stats around the league, because I really have no idea how Grubauer got the Vezina. Jennings went to Quick. The Masterton goes to P. Myers of the Minnesota Wild. The Jack Adams goes to Patty Marleau of the Anaheim Ducks. The Selke goes to Sean Couturier. The Lindsay goes to Braden Point, and the Maurice Richard goes to Cole Caulfield for a second year in a row. Now let's check out the goaltender stats. I really am curious to see how in the world Mr. Grubauer, Philip Grubauer, got the Vezina with a .908 save percentage, and not to mention in the playoffs he had an .891. Let's check out the entire league, so maybe we can explain this. So you got Varlamov, he only played 14 games. Let's sort by, say, a minimum amount of games. Let's say at least 20. So Condon, you know what? Let's go for 40, just so we can sort out the starters. So Holtby, out of all the starters in the league, Braden Holtby had a .914 save percentage, the highest save percentage in the league. Then you got Luukkonen, the .913, Quick, Ranta, Gibson, Grubauer. I don't know how. Oh, you know what? It must have been the goals against average. It must have been. Yeah, that's the reason why. I mean, I could see how it could go too quick as well, but maybe it was maybe it was a combination of the shutouts, the amount of wins that he had, plus the save percentage and the goals against average. that's probably why Grubauer won the Vezina. So I guess we gotta re-sign Grubauer now because he won the Vezina. I don't know how, but he won the Vezina. Even looking at those stats, actually, you know what? Let's go back into it because I just want to see how many goaltenders were below a 900. And I would not be surprised if it was more than half of them. Because for some reason, at least in this file, it seems as though goaltenders are having a really rough time. So let's see. It might honestly be easier to count the amount of goaltenders that are above 900. So you got 5, 9, 10 is Vasilevsky, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 Kemper at 900, 17 for Riddick, and everybody else is below 800. Jones, Hellebuck, Montembeault, Blackwood, Hart, Binnington, Armitage, Saros, Anderson, Georgiev, Mrazek, Demko, Shesterkin. Wow. Yeah, goaltending, for whatever reason, I don't know if you guys have this problem, but it seems like scoring is way higher than it should be. So with that being said, let's re-sign Philip Grubauer because he was clearly one of the best goaltenders in the league. I have no idea how, but we will definitely re-sign him. We'll give him 1 year at, let's try 4.75. That'd be a steal. And there you go. Philip Grubauer has re-signed. We got the Vezina Trophy winner back on our team. And we also have Slavin back. We don't have Palmieri yet. Based on that laughable offer you've submitted. Oh, man. Oh, he is not interested in the contract extension anymore. I am sorry, Palms. And there's Boquist. So, unfortunately, Palmieri laughed at our faces. Apparently, the game said he wasn't interested in an extension anymore, but the game still says yes, so we're gonna try once again. Well, okay, I can see how he would think that's laughable considering, yeah, it's a whole million below what he wanted. Okay, I agree. I'm sorry, Palms. I thought we could get away with it. We'll try 3.3 for 1 year. That's more like it. And the draft lottery, Ottawa has won the draft lottery going from 6-1, and then Buffalo as well, going from 10-2. Detroit drops to number 3, then Minnesota, Columbus, Nashville, the Rangers, St. Louis, San Jose, Vegas, Florida, Winnipeg, St. Louis through the Edmonton Oilers, the Islanders, and Boston. And retirements. Let's see who has retired throughout the NHL. Andrei Kopitar on the St. Louis Blues has retired, as well as Pavelski, Perry, Krejci, JVR, Keith, Little. Subban has retired. He gave us a few really good years. He obviously dropped off a little bit, but even this year, he scored 39 points. So he wasn't that bad. I didn't think he would retire after this year. So that puts us in an interesting situation. Because I was honestly considering not even re-signing him to begin with, because he was still asking for a lot of money as someone who was declining. So I guess in theory I understand why he retired, but he still had at least a couple years left in him. But now that puts us in a position where we need to really see what's in free agency as far as defense goes. And if there's no free agents as far as defense goes, if that aren't really up to par, we may have to consider making a trade for a defenseman, or maybe we just go on for a full retool. I think that's where you guys got to come in here, because with Subban retiring, that honestly changes the complexion of our team quite a bit, because he was one of our better point-scoring defensemen. So, Subban, thank you for your contributions here in New Jersey, as well as the year that we won the Stanley Cup. They will not be forgotten. That 74-point season there in year number 2, that was absolutely clutch. And you were clutch during the Stanley Cup year as well, 21 points in 22 games. So, glad you got to raise the Stanley Cup with us, bud. But clearly time to move on, as he has retired. Then you have Perron, Neal, Letang, Atkinson, Backlund, Frolik, Dadonov, Anisimov, McDonough, Bonker, Killorn, Johnson, Shattenkirk, Wilson, Ennis, Hagelin, Maroon, Byron, Bonino, Petrie, and for goaltenders, you have Henrik Lundqvist is retiring at age 43. My goodness, the man did not want to give up. Carey Price as well. Devin Dubnyk retires. Crawford, Neuwirth, Kincaid, Lack, Poulin, Tokarski, and that is about it for goaltenders. And the following players are now coached. PK Subban is now a coach for your New Jersey Devils. So we're going to have to make a decision there, I suppose, on whether to keep him or not, because it doesn't appear as if any of our current coaches have retired. So where did Subban go? Is he just in some reserve list that I'm not allowed to see, but he's technically on our team? Or is he in the coaching free agency? He might be in the coaching free agency. I have no idea where he is. I don't see him on that screen. So for right now, we are going to go to the draft interviews. I'm going to interview a couple of guys going in the second round, as I believe that we have 2 second-round picks, if I'm not mistaken. So Troy Zinger here. He is a sniper. He has shooting as a strength, and he is 3 years away from the NHL. He's ranked 53rd by Central Scouting. Here we have Maddox Leahy. He's an offensive defenseman. His skating is his strength, and he is 4 years away from the NHL. He is ranked 61. There's no way this is a real name. Joseph. Wow. I think just for the name, we have to interview him. So, Joseph is a sniper. His strength is shooting. He is 4 years away from the NHL and ranked 66. My goodness, what a name. And that is the end of the draft interviews. We will go ahead to the draft. So one thing I want to do right off the bat is trade Madison Bowey, because he was a 7th defenseman for us most of the year last year. We didn't really get much use out of him. Even when there were injuries, he only played 33 games. He has a $3.5 million salary, and Brett Pesce is just a lot better. And when you take a look at Brett Pesce's stats, he was a plus 34 last season. And that's after pretty much 3 years of inactivity from professional hockey in general, not just the NHL, but the AHL as well. Professional hockey in total, he was a plus 34. We are definitely keeping Pesce going in the next year, and I think we have to send Madison Bowey somewhere. It's just not really working out for him at the moment here. So I think we'll try to get a pick back for him. I want to see if we can try to get the Senators' second round pick, which is 37th overall. So Bowey for a second. Will that work? No, but sweeten the value just a touch. Okay, we can make this work. So I would guess that maybe a 7th or a 6th would work, and they do want a 7th. So you know what? If we sent them Vancouver's 7th, 205 overall, and Madison Bowey for a second, would that work? Nope, just a bit low. So instead of the 7th, we will send a 6th. There you go. Very nice. So with the first pick, the Ottawa Senators select C. Esche. Casey Esche is an 83 overall. He looks like a stud. And we have the Buffalo Sabres picking next. They will take Kalle Pajärvi, the 79 overall center playmaker. And Detroit will take Forsstrom. That is the defenseman I wanted, that I was talking about, I believe, a couple episodes ago. Yeah, we're missing out on an elite defenseman. That would have been nice as well to get, especially since Subban retired just this offseason. Although he is a defensive defenseman, so it's not like we're missing out on an elite two-way or offensive defenseman, but still, that kind of hurts a little bit. Let's see if we can get lucky, though, with our pick, and we will send right to pick number 37, unless there is a way we could trade for a first. I mean, there is Florida at number 11. Let's see who is available at that point. So there is a medium elite grinder who's supposed to go 8th overall. I'm not going to make that trade now, but if he's still available at number 11, I would like to snag him up for sure if we can manage to trade for Florida's pick. But otherwise, I don't really see anyone here worth trading for that would be NHL ready anytime soon. Well, actually, Andrei Frolov going number 11, and he's NHL ready. He's a defenseman, top 4. He's a right-handed defenseman, two-way defenseman. It's tempting. It is tempting. We do have Caden Lankow. He's a left-handed defenseman, so Lankow plus the guy who is supposed to go 11th, I already forgot his name, that might be a good combination for us in the future. However, they're both only top 4 defensemen. What we really need is a bona fide top 2, and obviously we have that in Jacob Slavin, but not really anywhere else because Subban just retired as well. Is it worth trading for the 11th overall pick? No, I think I'm going to wait. I'm going to see what happens up until then. Aronson goes. Olofsson goes. Nashville takes Hennessy. The Rangers take Roloff. Oh, he's another player who I was looking at. Mark Roloff. Mark Roloff reminds me a lot of Bennett Strite. So, the Rangers got a steal there. Man, 82 overall at number 7. Wow. I bet Columbus is going to regret that pick of Olofsson when they could have taken Roloff. So let's see who St. Louis takes. They will take Webb. Okay, so he's not going to be available at 11. I don't think we're going to trade for pick number 11, especially if the NHL ready defenseman goes here. He does not. There is Christopher Staples, who's also NHL ready. Andrei Frolov, I don't know. So I think for right now, we are going to skip, because I don't want to give up any assets that we don't need to trade, you know? Because we could still be a competitive team for sure, and I don't know if I would want to trade any of these guys. Then again, we do have to make room for Bykov. We have to make room for Bykov, especially if he grows over the offseason. So I'm not sure how he's going to grow right now, so I'll leave that be. Yeah, there's not really much I want to trade besides maybe Pushkarev, because he's kind of slowed down with his development, and he's getting up there in age a little bit. I think he's 22 now, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah, he's 21. 75 overall. He might be something. He could be a late bloomer. Sometimes those low elites take a little bit to grow, and then in one season they'll just jump right up. So I think I'm going to hold on to Pushkarev. We'll just sim to pick 37 here. I don't see us trading for that pick for Florida. So there are plenty of good players still available at this point, but I really like Shannon Brewer here. He's got that A- for shooting, B- for puck skills and senses, then the C's for everything else. He looks to be a sniper here. He's like Theo Fleury, got that medium top 6. He'll be NHL ready in 3 years, so by year number 10, basically. But still, that's some pretty nice trade value as well, so we will make the pick. And he is a 65 overall, and you never know. He might grow fast as well. I mean, I highly doubt it, but we'll see what happens. So another guy to keep our eye on. There is Tristan Parks, a high elite goaltender, who is supposed to go around the end of the 3rd round or the beginning of the 4th round, it looks like. So he is definitely someone who I want to snag. There's also Dawson Tangradi, a medium elite goaltender, going 63 overall. You know what? Tangradi, I'm not really interested in because it's another medium elite goaltender who's 17, and there's oodles of those. But Tristan Parks, the high elite. The high elite is what attracts me here to Tristan Parks, and as well, Dawson Tangradi played 1 game, 972 save percentage. How can he be an elite prospect when you've only played 1 game? But you got Tristan Parks, who's played 66 games, 916 save percentage with 9 shutouts, the high elite potential. We definitely have to take Parks at some point. I will hold off for right now, though, because there are some other pretty good picks available here. You got Dale Burrows, and you got Maurice Boudreau. And since we took a forward last time, we will take a defenseman this time. Dale Burrows, welcome to the New Jersey Devils. He is a 59 overall and pick number 60. So there is Tangradi. There's another goaltender in Sawchuk who's played only 2 games. So it's clear that they are, 40, probably in the high 40s as far as overall goes. But there's also a low top 6 forward. There's a low top 4 defenseman. Then again, our next pick isn't until the late 3rd round. So I think, to be honest, with this pick, we will take that high elite goaltender in Tristan Parks. Welcome to the New Jersey Devils. So he is a 60 overall, actually. So he's closer. He's definitely closer to the NHL than that other goaltender is. And not only that, but he's got that high elite. This guy, he may end up being NHL ready in the next couple of years. And we are at pick 91, so I'm not sure if Parks would have been taken at this point or not, so I'm glad we took him when we were able to. And now at this point, we will just sort by potential and see if there's any resemblance of a good player left. There is Dubnyk, the low top 6 forward. There's no low top 4 defenseman, and there's a few top 9 forwards in there. So we may as well take, not Casey Lutz, we will take Esteban Dubnyk. Welcome to the New Jersey Devils. And he is a 61 overall, so I would say he's roughly 4 years away from the NHL. And at this point, since there's no more good potentials, we may as well start taking shots in the dark. I will take Joshua Bolesky, the 59 overall, and a 1-bar medium elite, so highly doubtful for the medium elite, but we'll see what we get out of the rest of this draft, which doesn't look like it'll be much, but I still want to manually make the selections anyway. And here we will take Ted Kovalchuk, because why not? Bringing the Kovalchuk memes back to New Jersey. Ted Kovalchuk, 6'4", left winger. My goodness, what a beast. He's a 58 overall though, so gonna take some time to get to the NHL should he get there. Here we will take Serge Chouinard. Now we will take Wayne Lutzer, Simon Leclerc, and with our final pick, Ronnie Chung. Welcome to the New Jersey Devils. Brewer, Burrows, Parks, Dubnyk, Bolesky, Kovalchuk, Chouinard, Lutzer, Leclerc, and Chung. And we had a trade to St. Louis, a 2025 second-round pick, and to San Jose, Bailey, and a third for 2026. So to start out, we may as well release Brossoit. He does not want to re-sign. We had no major UFA defenseman, and we will sign Burkhoff here. We'll sign Studenic. He was a stud at the AHL level. Then you have Zacha and Dubé. So Zacha, he wants 1.6 for 2 years. I will give you that. I'll give you 1.5 for 2 years. There you go. And Dylan Dubé, he wants 2.15 for 1 year. I'll give you 1 year for, we'll start with 1.8. So those are all our UFAs. Now we have Magnus Stahlberg. And on defense, you have Vukojevic. So he's an 82 overall, 24 years of age. He hasn't done too hot the past couple of seasons. He's looking for 4.7, man. I think the best way to go for Vukojevic would definitely be a 1 year deal. We'll try to take him down anyway to 3.6 for 1 year. We definitely got to re-sign Taro Solani. He was incredible for the AHL this past year. I believe he got 71 points. He was, I believe, second on the team. And I don't think we actually even have any major RFA forwards either. No, we do not. So we may as well simulate a headed day after we're done with all this. So Zacha does not want to sign an extension at this dollar value. Apparently he's not happy here. Colton White, Josh Jacobs, Studenic. Dubé has rejected. He feels that we have not offered him the money that he is worth. Perot, Vukojevic has not signed. Man, we are striking out on a lot of these guys. Clark, Bernard, Grelot, Pierce, Zetterlund, Solani, Stahlberg, Burkhoff. So we still have Dubé, Zacha, and Vukojevic. Start out with Dubé. We'll try 1.9 for 1 year. Zacha did say he was unhappy, but we'll try to just give him what he wants. If he doesn't sign for what he wants, then maybe we'll just release him to UFA, see what's out there. And Vukojevic, he's looking for 3 years, 4.7. I'll give him 1 year at, we'll try 3.85. So yeah, Zacha's just unhappy. So he will go to free agency. Dubé still feels that we are not offering him the money he is worth. And Vukojevic is back. So we will offer Dubé $2 million for 1 year. And he's back. So Subban is actually a pretty decent coach. So I think for right now, I want to offer him the AHL associate coach job. Now, he might get mad at that, but we are going to offer him a boatload of money just to make sure that he accepts, because money talks. We'll give him $1 million for 3 years to be the AHL associate coach. So we are on July 1st, and currently what our lines would look like would be Bratt, Hughes, and Hall, Boquist, Nico, and Gusev, Bajan, Lundell, Bellows, and then Bykov since Zacha was released, and then Dubé with Palmieri. And then on defense, you have Slavin and Falk, Vukojevic and Severson, and then Pesci. So we do have to fill in a spot on defense, and then you also have Grubauer in net, and then we need a backup goaltender as well. I would preferably like to have Vukojevic on the bottom six or top six defensive pairing, and oh my goodness, Charlie McAvoy, speaking of defense, is available. Now here's the thing, he is very expensive, basically $12 million. We can't afford that. We have 6.5 in cap space. In order to get him, we would have to trade away a couple of big assets, and even then, there's no guarantee that we get him, so I don't know. I don't think so, but I think one guy who we could go after, Dante Fabro, he is a right-handed defenseman, age 27, so he's a good age for us. What's he done offensively so far in his career? He's a consistent 25 to 30 point guy. He was with Nashville the past few years. What's he do physically? Oh, he's a physical defenseman for sure. He's got a good ratio, at least last year he did. So yeah, this guy, we may be able to go after him, but if we do offer him, he's going to eat up all our cap that we have remaining. So we would have to, I think, move somebody out. Wouldn't have to be a big name, I don't think, but we would have to move somebody out in order to get him. And that also does not leave any room for a backup goaltender unless we could get someone for the league minimum like we did with Brossoit last year. There is a league minimum guy here in Evan Fitzpatrick, who had a .904 save percentage last year in 23 games. He's looking for .775 as an 80 overall. I will absolutely approach to sign him. I'll give him $800,000, and we'll go for 1 year. So as far as defense goes, you got Fabro, or you could go after someone like Ryan Murray. He costs about the same amount as Fabro does, but there's also Hayden Fleury and Esa Lindell. So, oh great, if we get Lindell, I'm going to be mixing up Lindell and Lundell a lot. But you also have Hayden Fleury, as we see here. He had a 32-point season, so just basically just getting all of Carolina's defensive core. If we get Hayden Fleury here, he's pretty physical. He blocks some shots. Not great with the takeaway to giveaway ratio. And he only plays 15 minutes a night. And he got those 32 points without power play time, it looks like. And that was with the 15 minutes a night. So you're getting 30 points out of him although he did have looks like a down year with only 9 points the year before. So he might be someone who we offer maybe 1 or 2 year contract to. He wants 3 years. What about Lindell? He's very physical. He blocks shots. Takeaway to giveaway ratio isn't favorable, but it isn't really favorable for any defenseman in this game. And he does eat up a lot of minutes, at least for Dallas he did. And he is about, you can trust him to get 20, 25 points per season. So you know what? I think I'm going to end it off here. I want your guys' input on who we should get for our defensive core to help us get into the playoffs again. Should it be Fabro? Should it be Fleury? Should it be Lindell? Should it be Murray? Should it be, who else was it? Yeah, I think I got all of them. Yeah, I got all of them. It was just, I was remembering McAvoy, but yeah, no, he's way too expensive. There's no way we're getting McAvoy with the current roster that we have. We would have to completely blow up our forward core to even be able to afford him. But there's Fabro, there's Murray, there's Fleury, there's Lindell, there's also Brody and Brodin. But I was mainly looking at these 4. So let me know what we should do, and I'll see you guys in the next one when we continue with the Year 6 offseason.